Vivek Ramaswamy has been getting lots of attention, especially after his debate performance. He is a very dangerous, dishonest, and delusional political figure, but he's very rhetorically effective. And so he is resonating with a lot of Republicans, unfortunately. Plus, in this pro-Trump party, he is very pro-Trump, which is nice for people who want to hear someone articulate effectively the points they want to hear without criticizing the man they love so dear. There's my rhyme. And it was really great to see Brian Kilmeade, of all people, on Fox News, who normally is Brian Kilmeade, but absolutely took Vivek Ramaswamy to task over his absurd plan to just give Putin whatever he'd like, to kiss up to him in any way possible. And that's how he's going to solve the current invasion of Ukraine. And his idea is wherever the lines are currently drawn, wherever kind of Russian forces are occupying, just you go ahead and give them that in Ukraine. That will be my solution. Give them whatever they already kind of have their hold over as they're invading and taking over parts of the country that are Ukraine, a part of a different country. But his solution is give it to Putin, and then that'll make him happy enough where I'll go visit him and say, hey, I gave you part of Ukraine. As I previously said, as if it's the United States' call. Ukraine wouldn't go along with that. But let's say it worked. And then he says, okay, now will you be friends with us instead of China? We'll talk more about why that plan is absurd as we go along. But here is Brian Kilmeade shredding him over it.
There, Taiwan, stop Russia there is a message to China because they're inextricably linked.
So, look, I respect Ambassador Haley and her experiences, but I respectfully disagree with her. And I think the existing foreign policy establishment has gotten it wrong for so long, they're getting it wrong here, too. We are driving Russia further into China's hands.
But they invaded Ukraine, Vivek. They invaded Ukraine. Just give them the 20% of the country.
Well, here's what I would say. Just like Nixon did
you heard that? Well, yeah, sort of.
Trust Mao, we still had to pull Mao Zedong out of the hands of the USSR. I don't trust Putin any more than Putin trusts us.
But you want to take his word that he'll divorce himself from China?
No, I will not take his word. I will make him actually abide by an agreement with the United States with hard conditions attached to it. If they resume joint military exercises with China, there will be consequences in my deal with them. We will immediately then look at other actions that actually put Russia in a tougher spot than they are even now. Maximum pressure campaign. But what I've said is we can actually go the other direction. Reopen economic relations with Russia. Freeze the current lines of control. Make a commitment that NATO will not admit Ukraine to NATO.
So let Russia take 20% of the country. They took it. They just took it.
The reality,
and you said let him have it?
What do we get in return?
But listen.
The reality is what we get in return. I'm keeping my eye on the prize, Brian. Here's the eye on the prize. The Russia-China alliance is the greatest threat the United States faces. There is not a single candidate in either party who has offered a coherent plan of how to disband that alliance.
So as Brian Kilmeade was trying to point out there, even if that's your sole ambition, which doesn't make sense by itself, why would you put that beyond even the Ukrainian people and the interest of Ukraine? And your only ambition is to disband the alliance between Russia and China. But even if so, even if that is the top priority, to say, as Vivek Ramaswamy laid this out when he originally put out this proposal, that step one has to be push for a peace agreement that includes giving Russia all of the territory that they currently militarily occupy is so irrational, because you would be step one, and I'll keep using these terms, even though, of course, Ukraine's not going to go for us deciding, give this, but even if you could get an agreement that was this implemented in this agreement, that they get what they currently militarily occupy, you give that to Russia, then even if Vivek could push for giving that to Russia, he would be hoping that that makes Putin happy enough to then say, okay, I'm not going to be as friendly with Xi Jinping. And obviously we're way oversimplifying complex subjects, but for the sake of discussing it. And so that by itself doesn't make sense. And you're causing all the devastation with a hope and a prayer that then it'll go the way that you want. And so that's if it was your sole ambition to disband the alliance and get closer and get a better relationship with Russia, and that goes beyond even your interest in assisting in the defense of Ukraine. But then, because it wouldn't work, more realistically, what you're saying is we're going to set the precedent that says if you invade another country, Russia, and cause enough damage and are friendly enough with China, or geopolitically something's going on with you that we wish wasn't happening, then to try to prevent that, we will let you be victorious in your ambition. So with Putin, he wanted to get parts of Ukraine. And so giving him everything that he currently is militarily occupying is exactly what he'd want, which would be to say, you're vindicated in your decision to invade. And if you invade more of Ukraine, who knows? Maybe second term Vivek Ramaswamy will give you more so that maybe you're even more happy with the United States, or maybe you're even less happy with China. And that would only cause for a less stable world. That would be a massive threat to the stability of that region of the world, and possibly the entire world if he chooses to invade a country that is a part of NATO, of course. And so when these individuals posture as being anti-war by being anti-Ukraine, it's all fake. It's not genuine. It's not, at least it's not logical. Maybe there's just ignorance there, but I think for Vivek Ramaswamy, it's dishonesty, because you would be kicking the can down the road maybe by just trying to appease Putin, but it would only make more likely further aggression because you're vindicating, again, his decision to invade. And he wants more than just what he's currently going for, as he's made clear for decades. And it would be, okay, you give 20%, now he wants 50% of Ukraine and beyond, obviously. So very amateur stance there. He communicates it in a sort of confident way that makes it feel, I think, for people who want the solution to be against Ukraine, as for some reason so many within the MAGA do, then it's like, yeah, see, ooh. And his entrepreneur background helps him sell like that. But when you actually get to the essence of the plan he's putting forward, it's, here, Putin, take what you like, and hopefully that makes you more likely to be less happy with China, less buddy-buddy with China, and more buddy-buddy with us. And the last thing I'll say is, if Russia wanted to be buddy-buddy with us and didn't care more about violating the principles that we have when it comes to aggression, or at least we try to proclaim to have, and actually wanted to have an alliance with us, there have been plenty of moments where that has been attempted. It would be great if we could have better relations with Russia. And clearly, it's more important to Putin. It's more important to the Russian government to continue trying to expand or whatever. And I think for Putin, it is that distorted ambition to restore the glory of the former Soviet Union. And so us doing that would be giving him the green light to continue, while not actually getting the benefits that Vivek Ramaswamy says that it would lead to. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership, and there's a link in the description.